The 2020's started with a worldwide pandemic. COVID caused the season to be played in empty stadiums. Russell Wilson set an NFL record for most touchdown passes in the first 3 games of the season with 14. Tyler Lockett set a single-season franchise record with 100 receptions, while DK Metcalf set the single-season franchise record with 1,303 yards receiving. The Seahawks won the NFC West, but lost to the Rams in the wild-card round. Then missed the postseason in 2021. And in March of 22, the changing of the guard. After 10 seasons, all-time leading tackler Bobby Wagner was released for the first time, an 8-time All-Pro player. Just 7 days later, Russell Wilson was traded to the Broncos.
I've been grateful for 10 amazing, life-changing years in Seattle. I think that unfortunately when I got traded, I think everything got misconstrued and just a little bit disappointing in that part of it. That I think people thought I just wanted to get out of there. No, I love Seattle. I wanted to be there. But I think that for me, I'll forever be grateful and forever love Seattle and forever call it home. And I will forever be a champion there.
After missing the postseason in 23, Pete Carroll, the all-time winningest coach in Seahawks history, was removed as head coach. But what a ride it was.
It's always been a kind of the ribbon on the wall that we're trying to hit always. And just keep coming back to it, and making sure that we never left what we're all about, which was trying to be the best we could possibly be, always having fun, always being a good teammate. All of those things that make up our, kind of the substance of what this program has been. It's rewarded us so much. We've had so many obvious illustrations of guys wanting to stay or coming back or how they talk about us once they leave. It's a special place to be. And it's not just the fun. It's the depth and the sincerity and the competitiveness and the battling and the willing to break a meeting up and have a freaking shootout, right in the middle of a meeting because 2 guys just butted heads or something in practice. There's a freedom about that. And the freedom and the free flowing of it, I think is it's endearing in a sense, because you don't know what's going to happen, but you know what's going to happen. And so we just try to keep creating it, and hopefully we hit it. And most of the time we did, sometimes we didn't, but most of the time we had a great time. And that was part of this experience.
3, 1, 2, 3! Seahawks!
Now, as we move into the 50th season, Mike Macdonald has the stewardship of the team, ready to bring it all together once more.
That's where 12-was-1 came from, was trying to create this overwhelming synergistic force of the 11 guys on the field, the 12 in the stands, the atmosphere in the city that's just kind of like this nightmare of a thing for teams to come play us. And so what does it mean? It means everything. I mean, it's what we're chasing. It's the vision behind our team. So teams are coming up in here for playoff games and NFC championships, and we're competing, to be world champions year in and year out. That's where we want to go.
Just freaking our style of football, guys. It's a team football freaking Seahawk win.
For 50 seasons, the Seahawks have delighted and excited, exasperated and frustrated, all while becoming a Super Bowl champion. It's left an indelible mark on the 12s and on those players who've entertained the Seahawks faithful.
The fans stand out to me because what we started with in the Kingdome, and the fans were behind the Hawks just 100%. You always felt like they knew next game was going to be the one, and they were loud and boisterous. And I think that has carried through.
I just kind of smile and nod to those people, and I think, wow, they still remember me. 50 years, they still remember me wearing my jersey. So it's kind of cool.
I tried to play as hard as I could. I think I did everything I could do to make my teammates better and to make me better. And being in the Ring of Honor, being part of the top 50, that does a lot for me. And that's just something that my daughters, my grandkids, my family, they look back and the Seahawks are a great organization.
Very honored. It's a privilege to have played for the Seattle Seahawks. It's a great organization, great people, and I couldn't have asked for a better situation than with the Seahawks.
Mike Milton College guys, I don't think they know the stuff like there's a name up there. My name's in the Ring of Honor. I don't think they even know about the top 50. But when you go to Seattle, they treat you like, wow, you did something for us. At the same time, the 12s, the fans. I mean, I've gone to a lot of places. The Chiefs are pretty close, but there's nothing like the Seattle fans.
I love everything here, you know, for me to be able to come here from a very rural town to come here and make Seattle my home. I think it was pretty amazing, and you know, I love saying that I play for the Seattle Seahawks.
To be able to live a dream, to be able to be a part of Seattle Seahawks history is, you know, I can't think of anything, other than family, kids and grandkids. I just can't think of anything in my life that's been as rewarding.
It's an honor. Like, it's an honor to see someone wear your jersey or cheer for you or let you know, hey, I was at that game in the snow, here in Seattle against the Packers, and you guys came back in the second half, and I was right there when this happened or that happened. I feel like it's almost like they're a teammate, like we were there together, we grew up together here. I grew up as a player here, I grew up as a husband here, I grew up as a father here. This will always be a special place.
I knew that the fans were going to be loud, and I knew that they just hadn't won before, so I thought, I'm going to do everything I can to have them experience that. And that turnaround was awesome, and building a new stadium and changing our colors a little bit. Being a part of all that was just amazing.
I loved my job. I wanted respect. I wanted to earn respect from the other coaches. That they would look at me across the field or when we'd shake hands at the beginning of the game and say, he's pretty good. This is going to be a tough one.
I was fortunate enough to play with a group of guys that I can call my brothers now. A bunch of group of guys that I genuinely care for. They weren't just coworkers. They weren't just my teammates. We're always around each other, and we're rooting for each other even outside of football. So I would say I've come here and I've kind of created another family.
That's what made us special, is that we genuinely loved each other and cared about each other. And when you were on the field, you went the extra mile or the extra inch for that person next to you because you genuinely cared about them.
I went undrafted, and I had a lot of mountains to climb, and I was able to kind of, put my tools on my back and climb up the mountains, and I felt like I was able to kind of reach the summit. So, very proud of my career.
I was a young 22, 23-year-old kid, hoping and dreaming, and the Seattle will forever be a part of those goals and dreams and things I've been able to accomplish. And so, man, what a special place.
Generations now of Seahawks fans who I'll meet somebody one day and they say, yeah, my grandfather had season tickets to that first year and he took me to the game when I was 7. And I said, thanks for making me feel so old. But that's what this is all about. Wins and losses and Super Bowl championships, and they're great. But what the Seahawks have meant to this area, this city, this community over all those years, that's what makes me happiest.